What's up everyone, my name is Vortlas and welcome back for some more SimRacing. Today, as you can read from the title, I'm presenting my top 5 mods for Automobilista. First of all, I want to make clear that I don't know all the mods out there, so it's possible that I missed out on some very nice mods, and if so, or if you have any suggestions at all which mods I should check out, you can always leave them in the comments below. So yeah. Also note that this is just my personal opinion, and if you don't agree, well, yeah, leave your feedback in the comments, or I don't know. I made a separate video on all these mods in the past, so if you like a more in-depth look, I've linked these videos in the description, and yeah, all the mods as well. Yeah, you can all download them if you like. And now that's out of the way, let's go. On number 5 we have the Touring Masters mod. This mod stems back from the R-Factor days. I never really played R-Factor 1, so I can't really compare the two, but yeah, it was ported over to Game Stock Car, and you can also play it on Automobilista as well. And the Touring Masters mod simulates Group A racing, mostly from the 80s, and yeah, this mod really offers a lot of content. You get almost every Group A car you can think of, and yeah, there's a lot of content in this mod, and this is really where the Touring Masters mod shines. Because this mod definitely doesn't feel as polished as the other mods on this list. Graphically, as you can see, it's really not that good, and sounds are a bit off as well. And it's obvious that this mod isn't really made for Automobilista standards. Of course, feedback isn't as great either, and can sometimes feel a bit too vague. You're being informed a little bit late when the slide is coming up. It sometimes feels a little bit numb, the force feedback, so it's really hard to describe, but what I have to say is that it really depends on the specific car you're driving. I personally get the best feeling out of the Holden Commodore SV. This is a very heavy car, so very slow and kind of all over the place in the corners, but on the straight it's a missile. It's really fast. Then again, under braking, it's very squirmy, and the back end will always want to step out and go sliding. And this is very nicely modeled in the force feedback. It really feels like you're driving such a big, heavy car, and yeah, that feels really awesome. Next to the Holden, the Rover is pretty good as well. So yeah, it's also very nice to see cars like these, the Rover, the Holden Commodore, which you don't really find in most sims. Yeah, that's a big plus. So the quality is quite dependent on the cars you're driving, but it's still just an amazing feeling to drive these Group A cars. I really love Group A cars in the real world as well. I love rewatching Group A touring car races, and yeah, and that makes it all the more fun to drive these on Automobilista. So that was my number 5. Next up, number 4 is the GT3 mod from the European Endurance Center. This mod will probably be known by most of you because it's basically the only decent mod there is for only decent GT3 mod, I should say, there is for Automobilista. And yeah, since GT3 is such a popular form of racing, the mod is quite popular as well, as you can guess. But it's not perfect. But I still really like it. Definitely when you combine it with one of the excellent skin packs for this mod they have on their Facebook page. So if you're into this mod, definitely check that out as well. And yeah, this mod offers basically any GT3 car you can think of. It may be a little bit of a pain to install because you have to download some additional stuff. But once you get it up and running, it's a lot of fun. Graphically, it's one of the better mods on this list. Nothing really to remark on that. Sounds aren't great, but still decent. And the only real gripe I have with this mod is that the car seems to be having a little bit too much grip. Definitely on the default setup, I can yeah, it can feel a little bit like you're kind of driving a train on rails. But yeah, that's basically with most of the mods from the European Endurance Center, that's the case. But a little bit of tweaking on setup will get you a long way and makes the car a little bit yeah, more lively, a little bit more loose in the rear, a little bit more challenging. But obviously it still remains a GT3 car, and yeah, these cars are far from the hardest things to drive out there. So yeah. Also, I don't know if it's me or if it's really the case, but yeah, when driving this mod, the AI always seems to be a little bit better somehow, and I always end up with some intense and close racing. Yeah, that's a lot of fun, and in my opinion, that simulates perfectly what GT3 racing is all about. So, a very entertaining mod with a lot of content, and that is definitely a big bonus. Next up, we're kind of getting in the top 3 because on the third place mod we have the Volkswagen Scirocco Cup mod. It's a little bit of an unexpected one. Maybe it's a mod where I can't really say something bad about, and which in my opinion simulates the car perfectly in all of its aspects. And yeah, this mod really offers all I want out of a mod. Solid physics, nice car feeling, top-notch graphical design, good sounds, and yeah, a lot of skins or liveries. That makes it all the more fun to drive. And you know, it's just a very nice and smooth overall experience, and yeah, it feels like a professional and a complete mod. This car could easily be default content without even noticing it. That is a mod, and yeah, that's definitely a big plus. Maybe the only negative thing I can say about this mod is that it's just not install and play. We want to go and install the real feel settings, which makes the car handling better, and yeah, but that's not difficult at all. It's just copying some stuff, and it's all perfectly explained and all that. Another positive thing about this mod is that you can change your rims. It sounds a little bit stupid, but I think it's pretty nice to have a little customization in there. It's something that rarely happens in simulators. And I think you can choose between 3 different rims. So yeah, that's a nice little extra thing. So to conclude, top-notch, high-quality mod that just feels complete. The only reason it's not bigger up this order is because of the car itself. These are mods I enjoy the most, and I just enjoy the rear-wheel drive cars that bit more. They're just a little bit more challenging than the front-wheel drive stuff. But obviously, that's just personal opinion. And despite that, it's a very nice mod, and definitely one you should check out and have in your Automobilista library. Then moving on to number 2, we have the Kart Extreme mod. If you're a little into Automobilista, you most likely know the existence of this mod, and yeah, you probably knew that this had to be on this list. The Kart Extreme mod is actually kind of well known in all of SimRacing, because just like the earlier mentioned Touring Masters mod, this mod stems from R-Factor, and yeah, it's also playable on Automobilista, of course. But contrary to the Touring Masters mod, this mod is completely adapted to Automobilista standards, and it's just very nicely polished. It uses all of the Automobilista features, and yeah, it's like the Scirocco Cup mod. It's a complete package and shines on every level, and that's what makes these mods so good in my opinion. A lot of mods are quite good, but maybe terrible in some specific aspects. But these kinds of mods, they just offer a full high quality experience, and yeah, that's just amazing. So the kart mod, Kart Extreme mod, this simulates the 1998 kart series. These cars raced on road courses and on ovals, and yeah, you get also different chassis specifications in the mod. A road, a short oval, and a speedway specification, if I'm not mistaken, all with their different handlings and their different car models, which is phenomenal. Definitely for a mod, a lot of work went into, and definitely kudos for that. Also, there's a lot of mods in, a lot of cars in the mod, 4 different chassis, so you really got a lot of content in here, a lot of high quality content, which is great. Graphically, this mod is also completely up to Automobilista standards, very nicely polished, lots of detail in the car models, good lighting, basically nothing negative I can say about graphics. Sounds are nice as well. These cars really scream and have that immersive sound. yeah, what makes the mods even better. Also, physics are up there as well. These cars are extremely challenging to drive. Probably one of the hardest cars to drive on Automobilista. And yeah, it's so hard to drive, but then again, even more rewarding if you get it right. And this is one of those cars you can easily lose hours in without even noticing it. And they're hard to drive, but they're also predictable. You know, you feel when a slide is coming up, and you're able to catch it if you react quickly enough, of course. But yeah, if you haven't already downloaded this mod, do it right away because you're not gonna regret it. So now it's time for the number one mod, and yeah, that's my personal best mod for Automobilista, and that's without a doubt the wonderful, amazing, perfect, or at least close to it, Porsche 911 RSR 3.0. I may be a little bit biased because it's sort of my favorite car, but yeah, this mod is great either way. I think a lot of people enjoy it as well, and that's not surprising because yeah, it's really good. I'm not entirely sure, but I think this mod stems from the R Factor days as well. Either way, it doesn't matter because it's completely converted to Automobilista and fully up to AMS standards. The car handles beautifully, it is so much fun to drive. Completely nothing to remark on that. It drives 100% like you would expect a historic car like this to drive. It slides around the corners, has some challenging lift-off oversteer, and it can be quite tricky on turn-in because of the understeer. It's just so much fun to drive this car around, definitely on one of the historic tracks. Yeah, you'll always get the feeling there's just a little bit more grip and that you can slide the car a little bit further, and yeah, if you're into historic cars, you will definitely love this mod. Sounds are very good as well, nothing to remark on that. You get a lot of liveries as well, which makes it even more interesting. Graphically, it looks good, but it's definitely not the best out there in terms of graphics. Personally, I don't really mind any of that. The only thing that kind of bothers me, a little bit stupid, I know, but is the windscreen wipers. They're just they look like they're not really part of the car or something, or that they're just floating there. I don't know, but that's just to say something negative about this mod. If windscreen wipers are the only negative thing you can say about a mod, well, I think it's pretty good. And yeah, it's really the mod I personally have the most fun on. Yeah, on Automobilista. So that was my top 5 mods for Automobilista. Again, this is my personal favorites. These are my personal favorites. If you have any suggestions or a list yourself, please, you can always leave it in the comments. You can download all the mods through the links in the description, and yeah, the specific videos on the mods are in the description as well if you're interested in that. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Definitely leave a like if you enjoyed, and yeah, subscribe for more videos on Automobilista and other sim racing content. I'll see you later.